Shakur Stevenson just went in on Gervonta Tank Davis's coach, Kenny Ellis, and his daughter, Mia Ellis. Shakur Stevenson just had his official debut in the lightweight division. He dominated his opponent, who was 16-0 with 12 knockouts. Shakur dominated every round, dropped him in the second round, and finished him off in the sixth round in a very exciting TKO victory in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey, in front of a sold-out crowd of 10,000 fans. And of course, the entire boxing world reacted. Everybody was tweeting about it, talking about it, reacting to it. And one person that reacted to it was Gervonta Davis's coach, Kenny Ellis. Kenny Ellis made a post saying congratulations to Shakur Stevenson, even though your opponent was straight out of Kobe's Bar and Grill restaurant. I guess that's like a sushi place. Shakur's opponent was from Japan. He was a Japanese dude, so I guess it was a joke on that. But Shakur didn't take too kindly to that. Shakur commented on this post and said, "The only fighter I ever seen you train is your daughter, and she's trash. Bum-ass trainer." So Shakur sent some shots back, talking his shit. And I don't have a problem with this. All these people grew up together. They all know each other. They've been knowing each other for years. So I don't have no problem with the trash talk. And y'all know Shakur my guy. But Tank and his team knows my guys too. I don't know him personally. I'm just saying as a fan, I fuck with both sides. So I got to push back on Shakur right here. Hey, Shakur, I'm going to say this, bro. We know more Kenny Ellis fighters than we know Wally Moses fighters. You know Wally Moses is Shakur's trainer, his grandfather. And we know more Kenny Ellis fighters than we know Wally Moses fighters. Now the amateurs, that's a different story. And the amateurs, Wally Moses won all type of outstanding coach awards, coach of the year awards, all that. And the amateurs. But we don't know none of his pros outside of Shakur Stevenson. We know Wally Moses got Shakur Stevenson, who's one of the best in the game. And we know Kenny Ellis got Gervonta Davis, who's one of the best in the game. And before y'all say that's Coach Calvin Ford's fighter, that's both of their fighter. Coach Calvin Ford and Coach Kenny Ellis make it clear that they a 1-2 combination. They go hand in hand. They're partners. They do everything together. They build all their fighters together. So you can say that X is out for now until they fight each other. But then on the Shakur side, you might say, well, Shakur was way better than Tank in the amateurs. You know, Wally Moses says Tank wasn't that good in the amateurs. He said Tank wasn't good enough to make it to the national teams in the amateurs. So you could say, okay, we'll give him that. But then on Kenny Ellis' side, he could say, okay, Shakur was better than Tank in the amateurs. But we had another amateur who dominated in the amateurs, who was going to be the face of the 2020 Olympic team. That team with Keyshawn Davis, that team with Richard Torres, the heavyweight. Our guy, if he decided to go to the Olympics, which Team USA was sick about him not going and going pro, our guy would have been the face of the team and had the best chances of winning gold. And that is Lorenzo Truck Simpson. You know, this is Truck's bio from his Team USA profile a couple years before he even turned pro. And you can see coaches' names, Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis, because they come hand in hand. And Truck won even more after this bio. And I think he only had one more loss. I think he finished his amateur career with 4 losses. So that's a Kenny Ellis fighter that dominated the amateurs. Just like Wally Moses had a fighter that dominated the amateurs. And a lot of people don't even know that about Truck. People know Truck from his pro career so far, which he's 12-0 with 7 knockouts. And is the best prospect in boxing in that 160-pound division. So Shakur popping this shit, talking about he a bum-ass trainer. But as of now, he's up 2-1 on Shakur's coach. He was a coach on the Team USA teams and all that, but we don't know none of his pros. And this is the professionals. And he got more coming behind them. So he about to have even more. And I know Shakur's little cousin just won his first national with only 17 fights. So he'll probably be another one for their side when he turned pro. But for right now, Kenny Ellis got the edge. And if I'm wrong, let me know. If y'all know some Wally Moses fighters trained by Wally Moses, professionals that's doing their thing, drop their names in the comments so I can tune into them too. I haven't heard of him training any other pros outside of Shakur, but I could be wrong. I'm not totally sure. But that was just the 2 big dogs for Kenny Ellis. You got fighters like Mia who on her way up, coming up, that Shakur said was trash. You got Too Sharp, Catino Oliver, 118-pounder. You had Malik Iceman Hawkins. I don't know what happened to him. At the time, he was one of the best up-and-coming 140 pounders, but he took a loss to Sabrio Matias, who is now the IBF champion, and to Richard Hitchens, who's one of the hottest names in that 140-pound division. So he took 2 losses back-to-back to 2 top guys, and he hasn't fought since. I don't know what he got going on. I don't think you should end your career after that, after 2 losses like that. Those ain't bad losses. But like I said, I don't mind the trash talk. I actually like the trash talk from Shakur. I was just saying, we know more Kenny Ellis fighters than we know Wiley Moses fighters so far. That's all I'm saying. The only problem I had with this was, and it has nothing to do with Shakur actually, is Shakur saying this brought the Devin Haney fans back out their cave. You know, Devin Haney fans went hitting the cave out of depression after Shakur called them out in his last fight saying he had beat the shit out Devin Haney and make it look easy. You know, they were depressed for a couple days. You know, they weren't posting any content about Shakur's fight, and if they did post content about the fight, they sounded sad and depressed, like somebody killed their dog or something. Their energy was real low, their energy was down. But when Shakur said this, y'all can go look at all the channels. They are excited, and you can hear it in their voices. In one channel in particular, y'all know which one. I hate to keep using him as an example, because like I said, I don't want to keep making it look like I'm bashing him. But he's the one that paints his agenda the clearest. But if y'all go watch his video from Saturday about Shakur calling out Devin Haney, you can hear the sadness in his voice. Go watch that first, and then go watch the video he posted today about Shakur saying this to Kenny Ellis. And just look at the excitement and joy in his voice, which I don't have a problem with. The only problem I have, and I would tell him to be careful with, is this is the second time that he disrespected Kenny Ellis' daughter.
And then he said this to Coach Kenny. He said, only fighter I seen you train is your daughter. And OMG, she's trash. She's not good. Right? He's on the real fighters. Not just fighters that he grew up with in the Upton gym with Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny. Like Mia Ellis, Coach Kenny's daughter. No.
As you could probably tell from the excitement in his voice that I was telling you about, the first clip, he was reading from what Shakur said. He added his own 2 cents in at the end when he said she's not good. And then in the other video, he was talking about Tank signing fighters. And then he was saying real fighters, not fighters like Mia Ellis, who he just knows from his gym, downplaying Mia Ellis' career and her skill as a boxer. So I just told him to be careful before Coach Kenny put them paws on him. You know, we know you're not the biggest fan of Tank. We see you're not the biggest fan of Mia Ellis. But we also know that you fuck with Truck. But don't forget, Truck is Kenny Ellis' fighter too. So the next time you go fuck with Truck, you might bump into Kenny Ellis. And he might have some words for you. So watch out, bro. Or if he don't got no words, he might have a couple knuckle sandwiches for you. So be careful. But that's what I got for y'all. I'm out.